Hi there, it's Mark Wickersham, author and speaker, and in this video I want to share with you how do you avoid the bad payers. These are prevalent in small businesses, and they are crippling small businesses and many accounting firms as well. You see, the problem is what most people do is they do the work, they send out an invoice, and then they keep their fingers crossed that at some point soon the client will pay, hopefully within our payment terms, hopefully within the next 30 days. And that's a big problem because very often they don't. They can be slow payers and sometimes they don't pay at all. Now we could, of course, make sure that we build in our payment terms into our engagement letters. We could put it on the invoices, but we also know that very often customers, clients ignore those terms and they still pay us when they feel like it or when they've got the cash available. And the crazy thing is, we're in the service industry and the industry doesn't work like this. We shouldn't be acting as a bank and giving credit and lending money effectively. We should be paid up front, which is how it works in the service industry. If you think about it for a minute, think about the last time you took your car in to be repaired. You take it to the garage, the job gets done, they pick up the phone, tell you the car's ready to collect, and you go to pick it up. But before they give you the car keys, you pay the bill, you pay the check. You go to the dentist, it's the same thing. You go for your annual teeth checkup. When you've finished, you then walk down the stairs, down to the reception. You would perhaps book the next appointment and you'd also pay the bill. And in some parts of the service industry, we pay monthly in advance. That's the norm in the service industry. So why does the accounting profession do the work up front, send a bill, and then hope to get paid sometime? It's crazy. If you have on your balance sheet right now accounts receivables or debtors, as we call it in the UK, then that's money that you could have in your bank account if you change the way that you do things. Way back in the year 2000, I was running my accounting firm. I was a sole practitioner. I was just learning value pricing. The year before, I just increased my prices quite significantly. I also knew I should be asking for money up front, but I was really worried that if I did that, I might lose clients. Curiously, I was more worried about asking for money up front than putting the prices up. I'd found out the year before that putting prices up didn't make a big difference. So the next year, the year 2000, I decided to ask for money up front. But actually, I was so worried that I'd lose some clients. I tested it. And so what I did is, for some of my clients, when I sent out the renewal letter telling them the price and what I'd do for them, I set out that they would pay me at the end and before I submitted the financial statements, submitted the tax return, they would pay before I finished things off. For others, I decided to be more brave. I would ask them to pay me in advance, to bring the money in those days back in 2000, it was many checks and cash, to bring the money in before I started the work. And I remember one particular client where I decided to test something else. And I decided to ask for half the money up front and half when I'd completed the work. And I remember to this day the client coming in. He was a client that I suspected he might have been awkward. But he said to me, he brought his big box of books and records in. This was before cloud accounting. He brought the box in and he brought in his checkbook and he said, "Mark, I'm just questioning one thing about your proposal, and that's why do I have to pay half now and half at the end? Do you know, it would be much simpler if I just wrote the check out now. Can I pay you for all of it now?" I was a bit surprised, in a nice way. I was not expecting that. But what I learned from that is that with professional services, customers kind of expect to pay the bill up front. And so from then onwards, I changed my system. I always asked for money up front, never ever lost any business because of it, other than those people that didn't have the money. And the crazy thing is, those people that don't have the money, we shouldn't do the work for because they're the ones that are not going to pay you anyway. Hope that helps. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please feel free to share it. And I'll put some links below to some other things that you can get, some other resources, training and support from me. Thank you so much. Bye for now.